All right, man. Time to fire Bob Quinn too. We back, Mercy Sports Talk. We in the building. Talk about list of candidates, man. One of my subscribers was talking on Instagram, and we brought up some lists, man. So I do try to type back, man. I'm a little bit slow, so apologize, man. We're on a whole nother page. Then you know how life be. But hey, what up, though, man? Shout out to the city of Detroit. Shout out to all the Lions fans, Pistons fans, Tiger fans, Red Wing fans. It's just fans and people that live in the city of Detroit. Love you. Appreciate you guys, all right? Appreciate the love I get to in the city as well. But yeah, man, Bob Quinn need to go. Okay, for bringing Matt Patricia in here, stinking up Detroit. I know it's more unlikely that he leaves because of his deal. But hey, let's just have some fun with it, right? We came up with a few names. Me and the guy on Instagram, man, and he said Bill Polian. I think Bill Parcells came out of his mouth. I said Ozzie Newsome. I think he said Bill Cowher as well. And I said Tony Dungy. Okay. Even Jimmy Johnson in there, I thought to squeeze in there, that knows how to build. And one thing we both agreed on is that it's going to take somebody with experience. We did it with Matt Millen. He sucked. He was a defensive guy that drafted all offensive guys for the most part. Martin Mayhew, he learned under Matt Millen. He worked with Matt Millen. He was former DB in the league. Now he's with the 49ers. So I think it's at the point where we need somebody that's done it before, a veteran guy. A guy, that's going to probably move like Bob Quinn. Don't need to talk all the time. He can speak in the beginning of the season and end of the season. But Bill Parcells started off there. He did offer to He did offer to put the lines together and show Matt Millen how it was done. Mr. Ford did decline back in the day, and I think Bill Parcells would rather had rebuilt the Detroit Lions than the Dallas Cowboys. I say that because of Jerry Jones. And the Fords don't get in your way. They let you do your job other than when it's time to probably spend some type of money or make, huge life decisions for the Detroit Lions. But I feel that Bill Parcells, I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he ain't got a coach. You just got to put the guys in position. And one thing I like about Bill Parcells is that he understands that the game is won in the trenches. Blocking, run blocking, pass blocking, and getting after the quarterback. He knows that and stopping the run. And that's one thing that'll never change in the game of football. The ability to identify talent and the ability to know that the game are run from the trenches on out. Okay, Bill Parcells understand that. Now, if you're talking about Bill Parcells coaching at this point, I wouldn't be a happy camper about it because his style is meant for like the old school, like with Bobby Knight in the NCAA basketball. Some of them coaches back then can't coach today. And Bill Parcells probably couldn't really sympathize with some of the players today. Another guy that we talk about, Bill Polian, a guy that put together the Buffalo Bills, who lost 3 Super Bowls in a row. Finally, I think he did break through with Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. So he knows what he's doing. He may not know how to identify the new quarterback like Lamar Jackson, but he does know how to put together an NFL team. And I would think I would have somebody learning under one of these guys about putting the NFL team together. Let me say that I would have somebody younger learning the finer points of putting how to balance the cap and all that. But Bill Polian, I wouldn't be mad at it. He had a lot of success in this league with the Bills and with the Colts, and obviously the league is changing, and people gonna get on his case because he said Lamar Jackson should have switched the receiver. But we all been wrong before. I thought Jimmy Clausen was gonna be the next Don Dada, but he wasn't. Okay, I like Bill Polian too, man. Bill Cowher, you know what I'm saying? I know he got to be itching to get back in the game. Coaching was tough. He had a nice long tenure with the Steelers. He got to go out his way. So for me, Bill Cowher would be a nice guy to be, put the team together and do all that. But the whole thing about it is getting somebody with experience, man. Bill Cowher understand from that Steelers mantra that he was with. Hey, the game is run with tough defense, a tough front seven, and good offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? He young enough, his mind's still sharp enough where he can do it as well too. And I like that position. Don't want to coach, be the general manager. You don't have to balance the book. You got a capologist. You got another manager that does that. Ozzie Newsome is a guy I like a lot. He trained the guy in Eric DeCostas, I think, in Baltimore. He the one that drafted Lamar Jackson. Okay. Ozzie Newsome, old Cleveland Brown player. He may be in the Hall of Fame as well. Won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, and he knows how to put a team together. Like I said, any of these instances, before I get to Tony Dungy, you will have a younger general manager learning the ropes under them. But Ozzie Newsome understands how to identify talent. He drafted Lamar Jackson. He took a chance on Lamar Jackson. He put those teams together that won the Super. He put the team together that won the Super Bowl with Ray Lewis and them. He knows how to, identify some things and identify players to make a team successful. So I love Ozzie Newsome, but you got to pay to get him here. Tony Dungy, another guy. He from here. I think he's from Jackson. He didn't want to coach here. He recommended that they pick up Jim Caldwell. They did so. It worked out well for a minute. It should have continued to work out well until it didn't. But we know what happened with that. But Tony Dungy, another good guy. Good personnel guy. He understands football. He's from the state of Michigan. It'd be a great fit. I know he loves his job on TV, but I know these guys got to be itching to get back in the NFL. And my point in the list that we put together, I could be missing a guy or two or three. The point of the list is this, okay? Get somebody with experience that been there and done it before. All these guys have been there and done it in some capacity and won a Super Bowl. Bill Parcells, Ozzie Newsome, Bill Polian, Bill Cowher, and Tony Dungy. The Lions need somebody proven, and they need an understudy so they can learn and get the game from these guys. The game doesn't change as far as general management. All these guys can identify talent and put a team together. Now, is it a surefire 100%, 99.9% thing that they put a Super Bowl winner in Detroit? No. But you tried to go with the innovative guy like Matt Millen. You tried to go with Martin Mayhew. You brought Brian Sanders in. You brought Bob Quinn in, a guy that hadn't did it before, and he's been riding Bill Belichick coattail. You tried to do it that way. You need to get the experienced guy in there now, but we definitely need a winner out there. But it could be some other guys. If you can get Bill Belichick to Detroit, I'm all for it. I doubt it. But Detroit has got the hard part marked up. They got the quarterback right now. It's just the inability to run the ball. And Bob Quinn, he struck out. It happens. But who strikes out, 3 times in a line? Right tackle, Wagner, right guard, Lang, and left tackle, Taylor Decker. Excuse me. I don't care what Pro Football Focus say Taylor Decker been doing good. He suck. He struck out with Tease Tabor. He struck out not drafting a running back when he should have drafted a running back. So, I'm not holding it against him, but I just think it's time to move on to somebody with more experience and that's bought Super Bowls before. We desperate for a winner in the city of Detroit, especially in football. Now, if I had to rank them, man, my personal preference would probably be Tony, because he's from Tony Dungy from Detroit. Ozzie Newsome. I would play Tony. Parcells and Newsome could be a tie for second. Polian and then Cowher, I think, because Cowher ain't never been a general manager before. You know what I'm saying? But I think Tony Dungy, they tried to get him before. He didn't want to come. He happy living his best life. So Ozzie Newsome is a guy that just retired from Baltimore. I would be calling him Bill Parcells. I would be calling him Cowher, Polian. I'd be calling them. But, Bob Quinn may very well turn the ship around. This may very well be a premature video. But, I see the vision that he's doing. I know what he's trying to do. The roster turnover has been crazy. That's for a reason. He been getting guys, and they trying to build the Patriot way, but Cornell tried it. Weiss tried it in college. Bill O'Brien tried it in Houston. People tried to build a Patriot way. McDaniels in Denver. It doesn't work that way, and they need to really paint and mold this Detroit Lions franchise into what they want it to be. Not because Bill said do it this way, it got to be done this way. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has showed he's done it different from Bill Parcells. Bill Walsh has done it different from Bill Parcells and Belichick. It's different ways to build a team. But if you don't have your own signature imprint on a team, you're going to fail. Period. And right now, it's too much like Quinn and Patricia's trying to be the Patriots. Sometimes it's good enough just to be yourself. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about the GM search. I know it's premature. We're just having some fun with it. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Want to make a donation, the link subscription. Best way to donate is share the video. And yeah, man, we just talking it up on the gram, and some good conversation turned into a video. So Let me know what y'all think about some of these guys being general manager, or if you got a better name in there as well too. Y'all know what it is. Motor City Sports Talk, one time for the one time. It's your boy C.